Hi, Joe Cerrone.
And I'm Al Rosen.
Welcome to CAD 116 Basic AutoCAD and our first Zoom classroom meeting. My background is I've been working here for Oakton Community College since the 90s, and I have a background in mechanical design and CAD. I worked for ITW Signode here in Glenview, and I also worked for Komatsu Dresser, the manufacturing company that makes heavy duty construction equipment. I've been teaching since 95, worked at a vocational center and certified in high school teaching and industrial arts. Al, you want to say a few words about yourself?
Oh, sure. Uh, I was a middle school and high school teacher for multiple years. I was teaching at Northwestern University for civil environmental engineering, at the same time teaching at Oakton. I retired on everything else at Oakton, and having a great time working with Joe, and he's our department head.
So now you know who your instructors are, and we're happy to help you with CAD. And so as we go through this, we'll start by talking about what you see on the main splash page. So every week we'll have a Zoom classroom meeting, and it'll be on Tuesdays at 9 a.m. And all you'll have to do is click this same link and you'll be able to attend. You can attend it on your phone, however you want to attend. The class is taught as asynchronous, which means that we don't just teach the class live. We have recordings and we have all the curriculum set. And what we do is we facilitate how to run the course. And it really works quite well. And so we make these videos every week and we will post them in the main splash page. So if you can't make it next week, you can see what we talked about. And in the main splash page, we'll put what we're working on. You'll also see in the calendar when things are due. And so we'll have our first module due on the 21st, which is next week. And we'll use this textbook. And so the textbook can be found here in the content section. And if we take a look at activate your subscription, this is the link that you would click on to activate your Goodhart Wilcox textbook. And so you'll get this bookshelf, which will give you an access key. And once you put the access key code in, then you'll be able to get a link to this site, which is the AutoCAD Comprehensive Textbook. And in here, all the chapters are set. If you don't have the textbook yet, you can contact the bookstore. If we go to our main Oakton page and I go to the directory and I type in bookstore, we're at the Skokie campus, and so you can contact them at 635 1680 or 1421, and you can make an appointment to pick up the code for the book. With that, let's get back to the main. So as we take a look at how the course is laid out, we have some of the textbook information and the learning objectives here. And then we have these assignments, and we'll start off with what we call general design assignments. They're just plate drawings, and we make videos for those. I'll come and click on that video. Well, let's take a look at it.
This glue will shock you.
So here's one of the videos that we recorded last semester, which walks you through how to go through and create the first drawing assignment. So it's like a TV show that for Al and I, we've already had one before. And so you can watch the shows. We'll update them as the technology updates. But from a standpoint of being able to learn CAD, we find that the videos are a very good way to learn because it's a visual media. Here's our textbook information. And so you can log into this GW Online and then you can sign in. I'm already signed in, but that will be your access to the textbook. Let's take a look at the syllabus and the outline of topics. And we talked about these in our last video last week about orientation. So we'll be quick about it. Let's take a look at the syllabus. We put both PDF and Word documents in, and we do that because it's easier for us to manage the course. PDFs load faster. And so if you click on the PDF, you can go right into it. Course will be taught by Alan and I. You can email us at these addresses. We like to use the D2L email because it flags when somebody sends us a message. If you need to contact me, you can use this phone, but phone is really not the way to catch us. The real way to catch us is on email and instant messaging through D2L. There are no prerequisites for the course. It's a 3 credit hour course. First course in drafting with AutoCAD. And basically we use CAD for architectural and engineering type drawings to be able to create elevations, 3-dimensional drawings, 2-dimensional drawings, to be able to set up the drawing electronically. As we go through our learning objectives and things, you know, essentially we want you to be confident and to know how to use the software. But it takes a little while to get used to where everything's at. So there is a bit of a learning curve. Academic integrity, it's always best to do your own work. So you don't really want to go into that. Outline of topics, we'll go to that. We have a link for that. Methods of instructions, typically we'll hold these Zoom meetings, we'll put everything in the main splash page, and we'll have videos and recordings. To pass the course, you need to complete the drawing labs, the quizzes, and the final exam. Our instructional materials are this book, AutoCAD Comprehensive, and we have all that information digital now so that you can just tie right in online. Methods of evaluation are posted right here. It's pretty straightforward, 90% for an A, 80% for a B, and down as shown here. You will have a grade book. As the drawings are graded, your grades will be posted to the grade book and you can see how you're doing with the course. If you have any documented learning physical or psychological disability, you can talk to us and we can help you with getting resources for that. It's no problem for us to do that. So if there is anything that you have as far as special needs, let us know. And then as far as our commitments to student support, they're listed here in the syllabus. Back to the main, and we're going to look at the outline of topics. The outline of topics is right here. And we'll cover 1 to 2 modules per week. Now we have both of the modules on, but we're not going to go so far into the second module today because we don't want to push too fast off of the beginning. And so we do have it available and everything is in there, but for today we're going to go through module 1. And our plan is to cover these modules as they're shown. The blue is the reading assignment, the green is the drawing assignment, and then the red is the quiz. So everything's color coded if you're looking for what you're supposed to be doing.
And if you see a violet or magenta color, there are videos.
That's right. So Al's got it all color coded. We'll finish up on the 29th of July. We typically have the final exam the week before, and then the last day of class is sort of a mercy day to make sure that everybody gets everything in. Okay, so we're at 9 minutes. Let's take a look at the AutoCAD software. If you have not downloaded the AutoCAD software, the instructions are right here for AutoCAD. Al, can you talk a little bit about this?
Yes, we have links automatically going to it. We also have PDFs to explain step by step, and etc. along with it. If you click on it, it's automatic comes up where it goes, where it's supposed to go. It says free software and etc. like that. That's on materials. All you do is click on that and it automatically goes right to that area. Important sheets, it tells you what it is. And also if you want to go into top over there and go to the main splash page also, Joe, real quick.
Sure.
Watch this. And if you go down all the way to the bottom, please, keep scrolling down to the bottom. Keep going. There should be a, yeah. Keep going. Should be an area for, there's that one. Keep going. At descriptions and everything else. Keep going down. Right there. And right there it says topics, summer topics, everything else. This is software. There's AutoCAD software right there. You click on the word AutoCAD itself. There you go, software. And automatic goes right to this. You don't have to link it up. All you have to do is click on it. Click on it says where it says get started, please. And just fill in the information into it. When it asks you how long you're being open, please indicate it has to be 3 to 4 years. And that way you have an automatic updating you can do for each year. So if you want to use it for 1 year, 2 years, whatever else, you can do it. It has a student version versus a pure AutoCAD version onto it. It's exactly the same. The only difference is on a student version, it will say student version around the outside edge. That's the one thing. When Joe's logging in, we can show you what kind of software we have for AutoCAD, and it's done for us. If you go down, Joe, just look at all the software. There's some of the software there. There's AutoCAD itself, but if you're interested in something else in your field, you can download all that also free of charge.
We will be using AutoCAD, and the computers that we have in the lab are Windows based. There is a Mac version. If you do have a Mac and you download the Mac version, the interface looks a little bit different. And so since we've been developing the course with Windows, what we'd recommend if you do use the Mac, if you want to look exactly like the videos do, to go to the Mac store and put a Windows partition on your Mac computer. And that way you can use all of the CAD software, because if you continue with your education in this field, you'll get into Revit and some of these other programs like Fusion, and they're all Windows based.
Or architectural software. If you go back to the splash page, Joe, one more time.
Yeah, just 1 second before we do, let's tell them which version. Now, there is a 2022 version of AutoCAD. Don't use that because we don't have it loaded yet. And so if you are downloading the software, download the 2020. You could do the 2021 also. We can open either one of those. But the 2020 is what we're basing the course on. And it's kind of glitch free. It works really quite well. And so as we go through and we start to teach the course, is it the same version that you're on, Al? Or are you on 2021?
I have 2020.
Okay. So 2020 or 2021 would be the software that you download, and it'll just go through this installation on your computer for you. All right. So that's the software, and that's how to download the software.
And if you go right below is how to set up a VPN. And also right next to where it says software has this help desk. If for some reason you're having problems with the software and you can't get a hold of us, there's a PDF right there. It's all set up. If you click on it, please, one more time, Joe. And on the bottom, there's the information of Matt's information of how to contact. He's the whiz over at Oakton, and he will work with you very closely to get yours up and running. It also says a VPN. VPN is over there. If you have a Chromebook, Macintosh, click back, please. There you go. It's as quick as a Chromebook, Macintosh, or Windows. If for some reason you have an older window base and it's not working, when you click on one of these, it shows you how to step by step how to get the VPN. Other words, you're logging into Oakton's Community College software network and etc., and use any of their software that currently is available to you. So you don't have to modify anything. All you have to have is internet, and it works out just fine. So you can do that also. There's a video right there, number 5. It's step by step on mod 1. It has an A-size paper there also, and we're going to show you how to get the A-size paper. It says if our students cannot learn in the way we are teaching, we much teach the way students can learn. So that way, underlying this, basically telling you, hey, if you have a question, problems, whatever else, let us know. We will teach you any way we can to get you learning the software and how to use it.
So once you have the software installed, if you see a green link like this, if I click on that, I'm going to be able to open that and it'll take you right into CAD. And so here's our CAD assignment. And then the first thing I can do is I can see if my grid is on by typing grid and then make sure that it's on, and then snap, make sure that that's on. And then as we draw things, we'll go through and we'll show you how to create these different shapes on the computer.
That's if you have AutoCAD installed.
Correct. You need AutoCAD. Back to our announcements. Okay, we'll go through a little bit more of the navigation and then we'll stop this video. So the way the course will run is that you'll see something in the main splash page every week, and we'll have a Zoom meeting every week. And then here at the top, you have these different areas. I'm going to switch over to a student view so that I see the same thing that you would. If we go to the content tab, content is where we have all of the information, and it's like a chapter by chapter book. So we'll have the syllabus, the outline of topics, activating your subscription, AutoCAD software, VPN. And then we have all the title blocks for the course. And so if I click on all the title blocks, just like when I clicked on that other green link, this is a plate or a general design title block, and this is a mechanical title block, and this is an architectural title block. So if I were to go and open up an architectural title block, I can download it, and then I can open it. Now I have a drawing that I can do architectural floor plans in. And we'll talk about the interface, but essentially if I draw with the architectural, if you look at, I'm going to turn this button on. If you look at the measurements, they're in feet and inches, 23 feet, 2¼ inches, 25 feet, etc. Versus when we work on the other title block, when I draw a line, the measurements are in decimal units, not feet and inches. And decimal units can be either inches or metric. These title blocks are set up for inches or imperial units. Back to the content tab. So all of the courses laid out here, these are the title blocks. And then the drawings right here, chapter 1, this is your first assignment. And so we've got them in the splash page so that everybody knows you've got to do these 5 plate drawings. This getting started link goes to an OaktonCAD website. It's for reference. And so if you click on that link, before D2L came about, Al and I went through and created this web page in 2007. And it's great. It has all the content in it. But it's a little bit dated. And so, you know, the same things, how to download the software. Before 2016, we didn't have D2L, and then how the interface looks and how it works. Things like being able to set up the display and colors using the mouse. So this is kind of helpful. It's kind of my notes to just get you started with it. And it's the OaktonCAD website. You can see we have the old drafting tables. Al and I used to run all the drafting competitions for the high schools in Illinois. And then the modules kind of correspond to a lot of the same things in the D2L. So as we start looking at how to work with AutoCAD. Back to the lab 1, chapter 1, module 1, call it whatever you want. Here's a PowerPoint. Okay, so if we download the PowerPoint, this PowerPoint will map to the textbook and to the readings. And I'm working with dual screens here, so I'll just pull this one over. And so as you see, we'll put the learning objectives in here, and we'll talk about what is computer aided design, two-dimensional drawings, three-dimensional drawings. It basically mirrors the textbook. And so when Al and I are teaching in person, we'll use PowerPoint. Al will run the PowerPoint, and then I'll walk around and make sure the students are understanding how to work the computers, or vice versa. And so the PowerPoint is there, ties into the lectures. And here's a very good interface lecture. And so you should watch this video because it tells you how AutoCAD is set up. And so if we play that, and this looks like it was a D2L.
That is correct.
And so you can go through and it'll tell you how to set up AutoCAD in 25 minutes. And you don't have to watch the videos. We don't monitor your attendance on videos. But if you're like me, you want to be able to go to that video and figure out how to do things rather than try to research it in the book, because the results are immediate. You can fast forward through it, etc. Okay, so the first assignment is to do these 5 plates. And what you'll do is you'll use the plate title block to do that. Here's what the drawing assignments will look like. You can click on them. And the first one is this general design assignment. I'm going to download it so I can put it on my second monitor. And then let's just go and save as. And then I'll go and see if I can get that from my downloads. Yeah, there we go. And then that's sort of the way we recommend it, is to have 2 monitors, or, it's nice to have an iPad or something, and you can watch the videos on one screen, and then the other one you can do the drawing work with. And so that's our first drawing. There is a video on how to do that. And so what you'll do is you will get the plate title block from the title blocks, or it's in the main splash page. Let's see if there's one in here. No. I can go to the main splash page and get my plate title block.
There they are.
We'll put that in there. The PDFs are in here, Al, but not the plates. So content, title blocks. Here's our plate title block. It's like going to the grocery store. Sometimes you have too many choices. We'll open that. And then it gives you a warning because it will mark the drawing. So if you bring home work from your work and they use AutoCAD and you use the student version, then you bring it back to work, it will leave that student version on it. So you do have to be careful about that. And so what you'll have is this blank title block. If I go through and I start to draw with it, I can take a look at my drawing. The templates are located in the D2L, so there's a little bit of olderness in that. But essentially what we would do is we would use the line command, and we can kind of bring it here on the screen. And then I can just count over grid dots. And I'm clicking the left mouse as I go through, bringing this to the shapes that it wants to be. And then I'll hit escape. These green things are called O snaps, and they will fight with you because you might want to try to get it somewhere like over here, but the O snap might magnetize to the endpoint. And so you can turn that off right here, and then it will just go on the grid and the snap. And so then I could go and draw these other shapes as it's shown. The interface, you want to turn on the line weights, and that's with this customization button. And so there's something called line weights, and I can turn on the line weight by here. And what that will do is when you zoom in, and you zoom by turning the wheel on the mouse and pushing the button on the mouse. you can then see what the drawings look like. And then if we come in here, you can double click. You're going to put your name on each one or your initials. And then here's my name here. You can just hit the green check mark up here, put the correct date on it because you can't get docked if you don't. And the way this is set up, you don't have to have 5 different title blocks. You can have one title block with all the labs in it. And so here's a completed one. And these tabs down here at the bottom, when you click on the tab, just like in Excel, you get another sheet. And it'll be blank, but you can see I've done the work on this one. And so here it is. And that's the second plate, the third plate, the fourth plate, and the fifth plate. You'll save those drawings by hitting this big red A, and you hit save as. And I'm just going to put mine on the desktop. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to save it with my initials. That's how we recommend you do it. And then I'll save that. And once the drawings are saved, what you'll do is you'll go back to the D2L and you'll submit them to the Dropbox. And so there's an assignments that used to be called Dropbox right here. And so here's the module. And then if I click on it, when we click on the module 1, we can then go and add that file. And Al and I will put some notes here. If you have a question, you can say, I couldn't complete this. Could you take a look at it? Can I have an extension? And then when we get access to your file, we can give you feedback and help you without actually having to meet. It's just a good way to run the course. You'll be graded on completeness, graphical accuracy, use of proper design rules, proper dimensioning. And so these will then be posted to your grade book. In the grade book, we have all of your grades for the modules as they start to come in. Okay, so that's the basics. I'm going to show you the quizzes and then I'm going to stop the recording so it doesn't go way too long. Here's the first test. The test should be taken as you go through and complete the modules, but they can be taken late without a penalty. So the quizzes, you have to finish them all by the end of the course. We recommend you pace yourself and just do the quiz every week, but you don't have to do that. As far as the quizzes go, you get the points when you do them. If you don't do the quizzes, you won't get the points, which will affect your grade. And then the reading assignments will go as are laid out in the outline of topics. And so the first chapters on how the interface works and things like that would be like here, Introduction to AutoCAD. And here's our textbook information. And so we go through the learning objectives and we go through and we talk about everything you wanted to know about AutoCAD. With that, I'm going to stop this recording and we're going to continue working, and then we'll talk more about the course as we go along. So this ends this recording. I will post it in the main announcements and we'll continue the class meeting.